King has
Default.
to be number one.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
One?
Back to Real Comic Book Talk with your boys to get it in. A&T, no time. I gotta win. That sucked. That was terrible ball. That was
You're a little
terrible.
rusty on there, buddy. You're a little rusty.
No, right? It's been so
Gotta
long.
get that together.
Left you. But that don't mean we step to it, 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 step to it. It's been a long time. Hey, Daniel, you shouldn't have left you. Without it don't mean step to it, step to it. I can't even do this.
I am a comic book reviewer. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for the comic books. Comic book TV, comic book movie. That's what I'm here for.
Daniel, welcome back, man.
Talk about some Shazam. That's what I'm here for.
Shazam, jeez.
Black Adam. Oh, yeah, Shazam coming out with a new movie, too. You get talking about. We all saw the trailer.
Until I see the movie in theaters while I'm eating a nachos and cheese with a slushie, I don't believe it's coming out. That's just how it's going on Warner Brothers. But hey, first of all, before we get in that, Daniel, how you doing, man? How you been?
All good. Ready to talk about anything and all things comic books.
Ooh. That's what's up, man. We got a lot on the docket. First part, we got the we could talk about Black Adam. I know people want to talk about that. New DC leadership we got going down. That started yesterday.
Whole new thing.
We got a couple mean pictures we got to talk about, like who had the best origin story, who had the best trilogy. This is some stuff going down. We also, before we get into that, I got to do a special shout out. Today is my baby sister's birthday. Baby sister's birthday. She's the only baby sister I have. I have other sisters. She's the only baby one. So a special shout out my baby sister Regina, aka baby sis, aka Aunt Gina, is what my kids call her. I'm not gonna tell her age because I'm not sure she went there. But her car shows gets to go down today, baby. I can tell you that. Oh, can't wait for that brunch on Sunday because my Ravens don't play till Monday, so I'm not gonna miss much. Yeah. I know she's excited because the Commanders are about to get a new owner, so she's super happy.
Possibilities.
Yeah, he's gone. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. That's a whole other thing. Dang. So real quick before we get into it, man, have you been reading have you read the X-Men versus Inhumans versus Avengers comic?
Avengers versus X-Men versus Inhumans.
It's like 3 verses.
Axe. Avengers, X-Men, Inhumans. Yeah, the Axis. Yeah, I'm not up to date on it. I've read the first few, but when one Inhuman killed everybody on the moon, I was like, really? Everyone? They all had to be revived? So you know what? I'm gonna wait till this thing. I'm gonna wait till it gets a little further along. This is one I need to binge. This is one.
I think it's about over, ain't it? I'm not sure.
I think it is. I didn't keep track of it. I really didn't keep track of it.
I know. I've gotten to like issue 10 of it, so I'm pretty sure that's it.
That joint was so.
Actually, that's it. It's like a how like it's like an epilogue comic coming afterwards. But yeah, it's it. So you go ahead and binge it.
Yeah, because that joint, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the most epic thing ever. Avengers versus X-Men versus Inhumans.
Oh, look, I don't care about the mutants. I really don't. I just don't care. Never have, never will. Stand by that to the day I die. But Magneto in that joint, he got. I would say sing. What's the word? He got a moment in that joint. You be like, you might be the greatest mutant of all time. Might be his moment. Dang, I'm telling you. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but the people who know, they know. Magneto said, I'm the best of the world. It's amazing. He's amazing, Daniel.
Okay.
Amazing. I stand by it 100%. So you ready to get into this thing, man?
Yeah.
All right, man. Daniel, first thing first. DC has 2 lead co-chair CEOs. One is whose name I cannot pronounce, and I refuse to because I'm gonna mess it up. Hold on.
Hey, what?
I have it. Look, the first one is James Gunn. everybody knows. If you don't know James Gunn is, he directed the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. He also did the Suicide Squad, not the first one, but the Suicide Squad, the actual good one, not that half a movie kind of thing that was in theaters that story may not that one, the good one. He directed that. He's also done some other stuff. I'm not going. His comic book stuff is kind of wild. He ran the Peacemaker show that was on him, and his other person was going on. I know is Peter. Is it
Safran?
Safran? Man, I saw it, but I thought that wasn't it. Like, it makes no sense that it would be so close to San Francisco. But hey, fine. Safran,
whatever floats your boat.
Let's call him Peter, because
hopefully we mess it up so bad that he will respond to us.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of messing people's name up. If I can't say it properly, I'm gonna just do the best I can with the first name, which is Peter. But James Gunn. So from outside looking, it looks like James Gunn is pretty much going to be kind of like running it for real. Like, look, this is the story. These are the stories we're going to tell. This is the through line we're going to get to. And Peter's going to be like kind of managing the money. Looks like, contracts and stuff of that nature. So, hopefully it turns out well. You got any expectations for it?
Hopefully he's learned a lot from working with Marvel and seeing how Marvel does their thing, and also working with DCU and seeing what the success he got from them and what they've done in the past and what direction they could go in and stuff. And hopefully he'll give them direction. I hope he's not going to force them to make their movies like his, because don't need all movies like James Gunn.
So
I hope he gives freedom like he learned from Marvel and gives them mostly freedom, and like Kevin Feige did, but still have one big picture overall. That's what DC really wants, or Warner Brothers. Or
Warner Brothers doesn't know what they want.
They want to not be looked at as a laughing comic book movie franchise compared to Marvel.
They don't know what to do to get to that point.
They do. That's why they've been knowing they needed somebody with a vision. They would have
been known. We wouldn't go through all the turmoil. They
didn't know. Well, they didn't know which person was the right person for them. So right now they're like, James Gunn has successfully directed movies, both franchises. So why not? He did a successful movie and he did a successful TV show. So why not try to give him the rings, give him the keys to the kingdom?
I so I know there's been people who've been saying they want DC to be the word they use, highbrow. So they want that big kind of like the Batman, like Matt Reeves' The Batman. It's not like a lot of action, but like a big story where most of the stories like characters interaction, coming up with a thing, and then have like a fight set here or there. And that's all fine and well, but as a business side, that's not the way to go. If you want your movies to make the MCU kind of money, and you can't do highbrow, because then I can't take a 13 or 14-year-old to go watch the movie because they're not going to like it. This is what it is. Like, for instance, let's say you want to make a bunch of movies like The Joker. Yeah, The Joker hit for $1 billion. But do you think that's consistently going to make $1 billion when you can't get 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds in the theater? Like, it'll hit. You get one that'll hit every now and then, but a consistent hit, movie after movie after, it's not going to work like that. If you want to make that kind of money in the MCU, you're going to have to appeal to a broad audience. That's why MCU makes a lot of money, because I can take, they call it 4 quadrant. So I can take women, children, men, and kids. Well, that's kids and children, same thing. But you get what I'm saying. Everybody needs to go to the movie and have a good time. If you have a bunch of movies like The Joker and The Batman and stuff like that, you'll have one every so often that'll hit real big. For the most part, you're going to end up with numbers like Batman v Superman, where it has a big opening weekend. You're like, this should have made $1 billion, and it can't. It ain't come close. So if they want to make that money, they got to go more the MCU route. Make something that everybody can look, and you can sprinkle in some, commentary here and there, like the MCU does, like with Black Panther or the Winter Soldier or stuff like that. But for the most part, you got to find something that'll get everybody interested. That's just, I mean, we want to make money. That's what it is. It is what it is.
Did I say Inhumans earlier? Why is that? Eternals. Like Axe.
You didn't make Eternals either.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking out loud. I was tripping.
Oh, all right. But yeah, no, you can't do that.
You can't.
You can, but then you're not gonna make that real money. You got 4 years to make sure you get a contract renewal. You got to come out with a bang.
You said 4 years.
You got a 4-year contract, so you got 4 years.
Yeah, yo.
Like year 3, it's like a football team. Like, look,
I was about to say, you did college players with college basketball players.
No, it's like a professional football team. Like first year head coach, you got to start turning it around. Second year, I want to see a little progress. Third year, should be damn near making the playoffs. Your 4th year, we should be pushing. We should be like, hey, look, we need to be in the AFC Championship.
Contenders? Were we the Buffalo Bills now? We the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah. So in 4 years, he got to be like, damn, DC, they coming fast. This shit fire. Can't be 4 years like, man, we can still turn it around. We just do these 16 different things. Like, nah, can't do it like that.
See, I always look at it as he's got to deal with the ones. You gotta build your own team, but first you got to get rid of what's already there. So they got movies for the next 2 years. They got stuff coming out in 2023 and then 2024. They already got stuff set for.
Please, so, they had Batgirl coming out this year. They canceled it right when it was done. Until I see it in theaters, don't believe it. I don't care if I see a trailer or anything. I'm treating the DC movies now like I did the New Mutants. Until I see it in the theaters, don't believe it. I got to be in the theater.
So his stuff probably won't be taking effect until 2024, the middle end of 2024, because I'm pretty sure they already know what we already know. Was it next year they're releasing 4 movies? So
believe it when I see it.
Blue Beetle, Shazam, Aquaman, and Flash.
I believe it when I see it.
Nonetheless, that's what's on the slate for DC. So I figure after that, by 2024, all of that should be. Plus, he's got, like Kevin Feige said, James Gunn's got stuff he's got to deal with the Marvel until May. Yeah, I do. That man, Kevin Feige, made that clear. He was like, "Yeah, we got him till May, so he better." You better focus on us.
You can, first of all, just like an actor can do multiple, like, all right, I'm going to the movies, and be like, you still got to do promotion. Like, I'll do that, but the Guardians of the Galaxy, from what I understand, is done. The Christmas special, I know is done. I mean, and we just had a trailer for it. All you got to do is promotion. All right, I go to a little press here, a little there. All right, cool. Movies out. I got my own. I'm running a studio now. What you gonna do? You gonna sue me? I'm running a studio. I got the same job you got, Kevin. Come at me.
Kevin gonna be like, first of all, we're now competition, and
Yeah.
Second of all, until May, you still work for me. Okay, you still work for me.
It's like I said, or what? What are you gonna do? I work for, so what? What you gonna do? I'm not doing the press tour. Find somebody else. What you gonna do? Fire me?
Yeah.
You're gonna fire me? I run a studio now.
Okay, first of all, nobody's gonna burn no bridges like that. Let's get that straight.
I know that. But I'm just saying though. He could if he were like, look, you can't fire me because I've already left. Hey, what's good, Barbarian Kung Fu? What's up, man?
Hey.
Anybody who comes in the chat, I'm gonna say hi to him as soon as I get a chance. It is what it is. You come in the chat, I'm gonna say hi. And then you gotta do it. So I got a question. Is there like a specific storyline? Did I say that word right? I always say it wrong. Specific?
Yeah.
Proud of myself. Yes. That you want to see him do, like a big picture storyline. No?
No. I just want him to have everything connected. That's it.
I mean, everything was already loosely connected in the first.
See, that's the word, loosely. If you got to add another word, if you can't just say connected, then there's a problem. That's the whole reason they're hiring them, because everything is like all over the place. Like their two top movies are in like two different universes. Joker has nothing to do with all the rest of them, and then Aquaman is connected to all of them.
Well, Aquaman is connected to the Snyderverse.
Yeah, and then Joker is just its own entity.
I honestly think he should cut the Joker. I think he should cut that. I honestly, but what he should do is say, look,
still filming that?
I don't give a shit, brother. They filmed, shot, edited, did the CGI and everything for Batgirl, and we're never going to see it. So they were about to start the press tour for that, and they just said, "Nah, it's done." They lost $90 million to get $50 million. Like I said, I do not till I see it. Like I was like, "Oh shit, this is it." I'm watching it. I don't believe it. That's number one. Number two, cut the movie. Like, look, I'm sorry, I got a bigger plan. Yours not going. If you want everything connected, you gotta start chopping. You gotta let it go, man. What you gonna do?
I hope he has a plan. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, actually, I think all of them have plans. All of them always have plans. They always all have plans, which is why they got in the position they are. Because you come in there and you pitch something and it's either hit or miss. The question is, how do you feel about the hiring?
Actually, I love it, to be honest with you. James Gunn really loves, he really reads comic books. The only problem I had is kind of like what you had, is with the, you don't want everything to be like James Gunn. But mine is, I don't want to be everything. I'm not a big fan of gore. Like blood everywhere and stuff like that. It's not that. I'm not a fan of that, and I'm not a fan of horror movies. That's why it took me so long to watch Werewolf by Night. Like, I just watched it yesterday. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I'm not a big fan of gore. Like, I watched The Suicide Squad. I'm like, man, this is great. It's a lot of blood, though. A lot of intestines hanging from the ceiling. I'm not. I'm supposed to eat snacks with this. This is too much. But if you can just, get that off, I don't want to see that in all the movies, I'm fine. Like, Peacemaker was good. I was like, it's a lot of blood, though. It's a lot of blood. A lot of brains splattered everywhere. But it's a good show. It's just, it's tough. It's tough. But outside of that, I have no problem. I don't think, this from outside looking in, I don't think James Gunn is one of those people that said, I'm the greatest who ever did it. Everybody follow my lead, and I find people to do stuff like me. I was like, please don't. I don't think we'll have that issue. Now, if he does, I'm gonna go see the movies anyway. But I'll just talk bad about him.
So will they actually let him fulfill his 4 years? I think the first 2 years are set, but 4 years, we'll see. We'll see.
Like a football team. If I don't see this turning around, I'll cut you. I'll cut you quick. Barbarian Kung Fu says, I really want to see a Justice League Dark live action film that will save DC cinema for me. I want to see Zatanna. That's what I want to see.
I don't know why they haven't done her yet. They're stuck on Constantine. The thing is, they're stuck on Constantine. Hopefully, they can incorporate Zatanna in with Constantine, and then once they incorporate that, the problem with Constantine is the CW had them, and they did a great job, and NBC had them, and they did a great job, and they all used the same guy. So the question would be, would you use the TV show version, or are you going to go back with all the rumors they're saying with Keanu Reeves reprising his role as Constantine? Will they do that? Because the rumors right now are Keanu Reeves is supposed to reprise his role and do a Constantine too.
I think he actually signed. But what I honestly would do, all of that stuff, those stuff that's projects and cancel, cut all that, use the Flashpoint to the Flash movie to restart everything, and then go back like the New 52, where you have you got a new Batman, a new Superman, a new everybody, but they're 5 years in already. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you got Batman let's say he started at 22. so now he's 27. But Superman, they're 5 years in the game, but they don't know each other. They haven't met, and then you start out off the rip, Justice League War. It's right off the rip with Justice League War, and then you build from there. You take Darkseid out in the first movie. Don't defeat him. Don't kill him off. You're like, oh, he's defeated. He's going back to lick his wounds, and he'll be back soon enough. And then you start telling other stories. Separate but connected. Like everybody has a solo. They have a solo movie, but they have a solo movie, but it doesn't have to tell a big larger point. And then another threat comes, and then they get together. Like, well, I need to call him. He needs to call him. So on and so on, and you come take on another big threat. But you do not have to have, oh my gosh, it's a whole connected story. Like we all have our individual stories. We may team up here and there, but when a big threat arrives, then we'll come together and handle the big threat.
I think it's a little. I think that ship has sailed. Like they should have started off with that. Like if they did that actual concept, which they sort of kind of tried to do with Batman versus Superman, if they actually went and did the Justice League War method, then I thought it would have been better, but nah.
Well, see, the reason I say that because I've seen that work twice. All right, hold on. I'm gonna get to Barbarian Kung Fu's comment in a second, but I seen it work twice. Remember in the Justice League animated show, TV show, their first thing they didn't know each other. And they all had to come together to stop an alien threat. And then in the DC animated universe, after the Flashpoint, they all came together again to stop another alien threat. Then they all went back to their separate universe. Their separate cities, handled separate different things, and then another threat arrived. I think the next team up one was Justice League Throne for Atlantis. When they finally met Aquaman, well, they meet Aquaman. They had to go like find him. Because he was supposed to be the rightful king, and then they had to stop the flooding of the world. And you can do stuff like that. You don't have to do those exact comments, but use that same concept. Barbarian said Reed's movie was good for a time, but to watch it again tonight, it doesn't quite stand up to the test of time. My problem with the Batman movie is that it took forever. And when I say forever, they moved slow. To open up a letter, it seemed like it was like this. Like, bro, it's not that serious. Open up the letter. Let's move things along. I got stuff to do later today. I can't sit here and watch this movie like that.
You get to watch what we put on screen. That's what you got time for.
Oh, no.
This is my concept. This is my movie. Here it is.
Man, this Brian really wants to see this. He really wants to see the Justice League doc. I do too. I won't go right into it. I want Muff first. Introduce your main characters and then start telling different corners of the DC universe.
You know what would be cool? That would be perfect. If they did, instead of doing Justice League War, they did Justice League. How you just said do Justice League, they should do that for Justice League Dark.
Have them all come together for a big threat?
Yep.
It works either way.
Yeah, it'd be perfect for Justice League Dark. Matter of fact, it would be perfect for Justice League Dark. Everybody knows who Constantine is, so it's no big deal. And then you just have him as Zatanna walk around and just recruit everybody. Like because he would already know who Zatanna is, and then they'll just go around and he'll be like, I know a guy, and then she'll be like, I know a guy, and then both of them will be like going to get their help, and the next, they're all together to take on some big threat at the end. It was they kind of hinted at that in Black Adam, where Hawkman seemingly already knew Amanda Waller, and then he basically definitely for sure knew Dr. Fate, scooped up Fate, and then was like, yeah, I got 2 new recruits, and then got the 2 new recruits, and then they went after the big bad. There's your Justice Society. Now all they got to do is hopefully if they do another movie or Justice Society gets picked up for something else or does a show or something, you got Hawkman, and then they got to replace Fate, and then they can pick up another extra person. Let's make it a good odd 5, okay? The odd number. Let's go with 5.
Well, you can't do DC without Batman, Superman, or what?
We're
You
not
gotta
worried
get
about them
people
right
out.
now. Yes, you can't put them on the back burner.
Yeah, people want to see those people.
That's
The
like
question is, are you
like
gonna
right
start that
now.
over?
People didn't think you could do MCU without Iron Man. We are going to definitely do the MCU without Iron Man. They're going to definitely do the MCU without Captain America, and then it's going to be just as fine.
Yeah, but so far it hasn't been just as fine. Just throw that out there.
It's been different.
It hasn't been just as fine.
It's been different.
just gonna throw that out there.
It's been fine. Doctor Strange was fine.
Me and you have very different opinions about Doctor Strange, and you know that.
Doctor Strange was
Very
fine.
different opinions.
I didn't say anything other than fine.
It's not fine. It was
Shang-Chi was fine.
Shang-Chi was fire. That was fire. That one was fire.
Shang-Chi was fire.
No. See, there's the thing. See, you keep saying fine. You keep saying Doctor Strange was fine and Shang-Chi was fine. Shang-Chi was well better than fine. Doctor Strange was barely. I was like, oh, okay.
It was just fine.
It
was good. It was a solid movie.
Just because no.
It's stuck to the MCU way. They're good. They're fine. They're fine.
No, one was really good. The other one was
And then Night. What was it? Werewolf by Night.
You're talking about one special. What about all the other stuff like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, all of that other stuff?
Miss Marvel was a good stepping stone. It led us to the next step, and we're about to get. We can't wait for the next step.
What's the next step?
The Marvels.
Okay. Okay. No.
How it ended is clearly going to be the Marvels. Is the next step.
I know how it ended. I remember clearly because I was the first two episodes. Like, yeah, this Miss Marvel is fire, especially after the first one. And then after that, I'm like, you remember what I said? I clearly said that Miss Marvel should have been a 30-minute episode show where she's meeting different characters and having fun with them, since she's a real super fan. And She-Hulk, even though I know in the comics She-Hulk is like a fun character, her should have been like the 45-minute episode about getting detailed about how it is to be a woman in the workplace, how she's going through all it, feeling insecure. Since she was touching on it, might as well go all the way deep in it. You can still have fun with it, really get in detail. That's what I thought. But hey, I don't know. Barbarian says it's funny. I'm not a DC fan, but I have faith in their ability to do better than the big screen to do better on the big screen. I have faith for a little bit. First thing I need to know is I need to see a consistent schedule of movies coming out on the time they say they're coming out.
Do you? Because aren't you the same guy who said, I don't believe it till I see it and I'm in the theater?
That's why I need a consistent schedule and I want to see them come out all the days they say they're coming out.
Hey, yo, you can't contradict yourself, man.
I'm not contradicting I'm saying the first step is you have a movie. You said movie A is coming out on this date. That date arrives, that movie comes out. Then it happens again and again and again before I be like, okay, now I believe movies actually coming out. Until I get that for a good year and a half, I don't trust anything you say coming out. There's gonna be stories. They say, "Oh yeah, this is happening. We signed this guy." They talking about a Man of Steel 2. They're like, "Hey, we about to make this movie. How you making that? You still looking for writers? Get out of here! Get out of my face."
They're here to get the people excited.
You're giving me false hope. I don't do false hope. I given up.
You gotta get some kind of hope.
No.
Shoot, they know they messed up when they canceled Batwoman, and ain't no telling how much evil mail some certain people probably got. So, straight up cancel that. They didn't even talk about any of the other stuff. They just like Batwoman canceled. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, I saw that, and it was at that moment I knew I trust nothing. Nothing. My man says Doctor Strange was great. I don't know, but I'm a big horror fan, and Sam Raimi could do no wrong for me. So Sam Raimi could do some wrong. Spider-Man 3. That's all I need to say. He can do Spider-Man 3, but I digress. All right, Dan, you ready to move to the next thing?
Yes.
A lot for the movie. We'll see what happens. All in all, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to make sure I get this thing working right. I want to see. I don't know if this does it. I'm supposed to press shift. +6? What the hell? Did I do that right? I don't think so. Oh gosh, this is stupid. This is really stupid. And I really messed up. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's
I
happening.
need to call tech support. 1-800-GEEK SQUAD.
All right, so I don't know what's happening. Wait, hold on. Hold on. My man says we don't talk about Spider-Man 3. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. All right, here we go. I got it. You ready? Boogie Shaka! All right, Dan. We are about to watch the Avatar trailer. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. Dan?
Nobody care about Avatar.
I care about Avatar, man.
You can't tell what the dang thing is about, yo.
Yes, you can. After this trailer, you're going to be able to see. I hope. Let's see.
Bunch of blue people in blue water.
Beautiful blue water, though, man.
Yeah, beautiful. Blue people in blue water.
It's beautiful blue water.
That's when
Everybody's pregnant.
Dad, I know you think I'm crazy. But I feel her. I hear her heartbeat.
Who's her?
She's so close.
look like
What
you
is
spent a
her
lot of money on
heartbeat
special
sound
effects, I'll tell you that. Gonna be swimming the whole movie?
Mighty.
I don't even know what it's
Yeah, that's what this is about.
We cannot let you bring your war here.
Outcast.
We got
That's
the
all they
beach
see.
people.
I'm
They're a shade of blue.
It's like the water tribe. Land tribe.
The way of water connects all things.
They're not blue, they're green.
Before your birth and after your death.
This is our home!
I need you with me. And I need you to be strong.
Oh, Shamu about to kill them all.
Strong.
Yeah, they got in trouble with the humans again. They gave that man too much money.
There's no such thing as too much money.
Facts. That is true.
No such thing.
Give me $1 billion. Let me find out.
I'm from what I can tell, it's just the same movie as the first time, except with the water.
I'm not going to see that. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. I ain't messing with that. I'll wait.
This is it looks like this thing, but you know, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know.
Visual, I mean, I said visual.
Visuals look like fire.
Special effects look like, yeah. They was like, well, let's get to state of the art. Let's get the best of the best. And they're the only ones that goddamn got the budget to afford it. So they was like, yeah.
They're not the only ones.
Marvel don't even use the top rated special effects people on their movies, on all their movies.
There's a whole thing about that. I can get into that, or we just move on.
What do you know?
Oh, so all right. So Marvel and them, they don't have their own in-house special effects team.
No.
They go to different companies, and
Yeah.
different companies want that work. So what they'll do is they'll try to lowball each other, and when they lowball each other, they're cutting off people. So let's say, man, we need 16 people to do all the CGI on this. Like, man, well, we'll do it with 10 people, you know, and get the same result. And then by that time, those 10 people are getting worked to the bone. Like they're working 7 days a week, 18-hour days trying to get this shit done. Like, man, we need more people. Like,
Yeah.
now, we can't afford no people because we told them we only could do it for this price. So that's how that works. That's now. I think it would be better if Disney bought their own special effect, like their own special effects division. Like, look, this is y'all job. Y'all work for Disney now. Y'all, this office over here does the Marvel projects. This office over here does the Pixar the Star Wars projects. This one over here does whatever the fuck Cameron is. What's that director's name?
That's a lot.
No, that's not a lot. They can afford. It's Disney. They can afford it. I don't.
Okay, true. It is Disney. They probably could afford
And
it,
that's all that matters.
but that's a lot though.
That's all that matters. They can
Plus, there's different studios for different kinds of special effects, and then
but they can afford it.
It's not that simple.
My man says he looks awesome. He can't wait. It does. You gotta admit, it does look amazing. Like the actual look of the movie looks amazing. Now, whether the story will be any different than it was before, that's a different story. That's a different conversation. But the visuals look great. I tell you what, it looked better than they did in oh snap, I messed up. I messed up real bad. Hey, if something happens, just blame Daniel, everybody. Like something happened to the string. It was all Daniel. All right, you ready for the next thing?
What we got next for the people?
Huh?
What's the next for the people?
Right, here we go. Ooh, here we go. You about ready? Booyashaka! Dang, my man. Which of these characters had the best trilogy?
The actual correct answer is technically Captain America. The most interesting one for me was Spider-Man, but the correct answer for that is easily Captain America. He had the best trilogy.
All right, so for me, it does come down to Captain America and Spider-Man. So first thing first, Iron Man 2. I know you hate Iron Man 2. I know you this because you said it all the time. It was the same as the first one. You were really upset. I remember this conversation. And I said it wasn't that bad. But you on the other side of that. And we both hate Iron Man 3. Let's just throw that out there. I can't stand Iron Man 3. I don't care how many times they try to make it worth something. I hate Iron Man 3. It is what it is.
What are you talking about? Iron Man is awesome.
Iron Man, Tony Stark is awesome. The third movie, I hate it. And I'll stand by that.
Iron Man, not Iron Man 3.
I said Iron Man 3. I didn't say anything about the first Iron Man. That's a classic movie. I'm not talking about, I said Iron Man 2 and 3. You don't like 2, and we both hate 3.
Yeah, 2 is... Is that the one where he had the whiplash?
No, yeah, 2 is the one he had. He was fighting whiplash.
He had that dang scene with whiplash, and then him getting out of the dang race when they were doing the race. Then he had the mobile, what was it, the portable Iron Man suit. I said, oh my God, portable. What are we doing here? Portable Iron Man suit. And then Thor.
His first 2 movies canceled it out.
Thor's second movie was just so. Thor's second movie was just so. Like what were they thinking?
We got to talk about Infinity Stone.
And then yeah, but you could have did a better job.
They could have, but they didn't. So hey, it is what we're in the end game.
You know what would have been better is if you could completely get rid of the second movie. If somebody could time travel and get rid of Thor: Dark World, and then just put Ragnarok as the second movie, and then Love and Thunder as the third one, everything will be good. Everything will be fine.
you know what you should do is say Thor's trilogy should be Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. Because he had a whole character arc through that whole 3 movies. And that's when he was at his best. You know what I'm saying?
He really did.
So if they said if I could switch that out and make those 3 movies that I know they're not his solo, it's not his movies, but he shined like a motherfucker.
He shined, my man.
I would say, you know what? That's the clear winner. But from this, I would go Captain America. I mean, the first one was kind of boring, but you know how I feel about Winter Soldier. You know how I feel. That's still to me until I see what happens on next Thursday night at 10:15 p.m. Until I see what happens to that.
Yeah, I think we all know how I feel about it. No matter what happens, that was the greatest comic movie of all time. No matter what happens,
until I see what happens,
villain ever. No matter what happens,
until I see what
everybody around me was crying. No matter what happens.
Woo. But until I see what happens next Thursday at 10:15
I don't need to see. I already know.
Yeah, okay. I need to see it.
You don't need
Winter
to see
Soldier
it.
is the best MCU movie of all time.
I speak for Anthony when I say that
No, you do not.
The greatest comic book movie of all times will be released.
First of all, the greatest comic book movie of all time is a tie. It's a 3-way tie.
Oh Lord, no, we're not doing that.
Zack
We are
Snyder's
definitely not doing that.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World and
we're
Teenage
done.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We're done.
First one. No, that's the 3 best. Outside of that, you can debate everything else.
I'm gonna start by muting myself before I say something I'm not supposed to.
God, stop making me laugh. That ugly smile. Yeah, I think it's Captain America, Spider-Man. The first Spider-Man. See, the problem is Spider-Man: Homecoming. I felt was a waste of my time in the theater because he's learned absolutely nothing.
Oh my goodness! Here we go again.
Absolutely nothing. He just kept doing the same wrong thing until it ended up being the right thing by accident.
Isn't that what all teenagers do? Isn't that what all teenagers do?
You're right, but you're not the one to make that argument.
He's 15 years old.
Daniel, you're right, but you're not the one to make that argument because you're the one who constantly gets on teenagers in movies. Like, why did he make that decision? He's 15. He's horny. Doesn't know how to control his emotions. He should still be able to do better anyway. He's like, how? No 15-year-old does that. Oh my gosh, a girl likes me? Fuck, I gotta use my superpowers to get girls. You're not the one to make that argument. And secondly, at the end of the movie, he kept trying to say, well, was this a test? And Tony was like, yeah, it was. And it wasn't a test. He was really going to have a whole press conference announcing this guy was Spider-Man. He had to switch it up and then propose to Pepper Potts. He learned absolutely nothing. He just kept doing the same thing over again.
15 years old.
I get that if he made the same mistake twice and then said, all right, I learned my lesson. After Tony Stark said, you don't deserve the suit. If you think the suit makes you, then you really don't know what it's about. If he would have learned his lesson and did something different, I would like, you know what? I get it. But he just did the same thing over again after he even got started talking to. Daniel, when you were 15 and your parents said you made the same mistake twice and your parents sat you down either nicely or harshly and told you what you did wrong and stop doing it, and you did the same thing over again, that means you didn't show any growth. That's on you at that point. And at the bare minimum, just sit down and not do nothing like they told you to do. Spider-Man Homecoming was wasting my time. Far From Home, I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty good movie. That's really good. Spider-Man Far From Home was a pretty good movie. Spider-Man No Way Home, I stand by this and I say it 1,000 times. The first part of that movie, from the beginning up until Portal started opening with different Peter Parkers, I was like, yeah, this is oh no, I'm sorry. For the beginning up until he found out the Green Goblin was really working against them, and they started that fight in the apartment building. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I'm like, you're just rushing to the movie. You just it felt like you was rushing the movie, trying to get to the really cool parts. And I was like, in a sec, that started at the end of the second act into the third act. It's like, yeah, you're just kind of rushing it to get to this point. I can skip. Like when I go watch the movie now, because I bought it because I wanted to see all 3 Peter Parkers, so I have it. I skip all the way through. Like, oh, here we go, baby. We go to the apartment. Now we can really watch. Now we can watch ourselves a movie. Everything before that, nothing special.
Special.
Nothing special.
They had to do the build up. They had to introduce all the characters. They had to give that. Spider-Man No Way Home is the greatest
Let me hear you say something.
comic book movie when it comes to, how should I put this?
I can't wait for this. I want to hear this. I want to hear it.
When it comes to giving the fans everything they want. When the fans say we want this, this, and that, the only movie that's giving them everything was Spider-Man No Way Home. It's the best one that has ever done it. It's the best one.
Depends on what fans you ask, but okay.
No. It's the best one.
It depends on what fans you ask.
Especially for an individual comic book hero movie. Yeah.
Because
Not a team up one, not no Avengers or no team one. No. For an individual comic book movie, that one gave the most
everything they want.
It's there it is. It's the best fan service comic book movie ever. When somebody says, which is the best? What gives the best?
Let me help you out, Daniel. Let me help you out. Is it the best fan service movie from a solo movie?
Solo movie. Yeah, that's what I said.
Because I'm about to say
individual hero movie, not no team up or no team one. Individual.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Wait, let me ask you a question. Do solo movies that are about 18 count? Like say like a movie like, I don't know, like say the Ninja Turtles. They're not a solo movie because they're a team. They've always been a team. Does that count?
I feel like you're just trying to argue with me.
No, I'm just asking the question. Can't I ask the question here?
The Turtles never count for anything. No.
Watch yourself.
No.
Watch yourself, Daniel.
They didn't give as much fan service as No Way Home.
I didn't say that particular movie. I'm just saying, do movies like that count as solo movies? If because they didn't team up because they've been a team. That's their thing. They're a team.
Then they're their own movie.
I get that. I'm just saying, when I come up with this movie, you're not gonna say it's a team up movie. Now, because I want to say, well, it's not a team up movie because they're all a team in the first place. They don't have solo individual stories. It's just nothing but a team.
For the purposes of, because you're asking, no.
Okay. All right. You want to be a jerk about it? It's fine.
Yeah.
Want to be Mr. Right?
You asked for an answer. I gave you an answer. I ain't got to be don't call me a jerk.
I didn't call you a jerk. I said you want to be a jerk about it. It's the difference.
Towards me. You call me a jerk.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, because the answer for this one was Captain America.
It's always
everybody who picked Captain America.
He had the best movie on here.
Yeah. What?
He had the best out of all 3, 6, 9, 12 movies on here. He had the best. It's not a question.
Yeah, I'll leave that for the comment section.
It's not up for debate. It's the right answer.
Yeah, it's always up for debate.
Winter Soldier is better than all of these movies.
Yeah, that's up for debate. We'll leave that alone.
From beginning to end, it's not even close. Not even close. The third act of Spider-Man, yeah, but total from beginning to end, Winter Soldier. It's not even close.
I see how you just started adding stuff in there. You had to think about it, boy.
I didn't think about it. Because I know everybody's going to say Spider-Man. Like, oh my gosh, you saw all 3. Yeah, that's all fine and well. And I get that. But for the purposes of, intelligence, from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, it's Winter Soldier. It's not a real question. I don't understand why people don't understand that.
No, it's just strictly your opinion. And then they have
the right answer. I'm not
It's an opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's the right answer. I'm telling you, it's not an opinion. If anybody thinks it's an opinion, yeah, fuck it. I mean, yeah. It's not- I'm sorry. That was too much. That might have been too much. Are you ready for the next one?
Go for it.
Let's do it. Booyah shaka! Which one of these is the best origin story? And I know before anybody gets started, I'm fully aware that the Batman was 2 years in. But for the purpose of this, since that's the first time we've seen this Batman and this thing, and we already know Batman's origin. We've seen it 1,000 times. So we're counting this as an origin, even though he's already with a year, 2 years in, two or 3 months, whatever. He's been through 2 Christmases of being Batman. I get that, but obviously he's still learning. He got smacked around a little bit. So just gonna count this, and we don't.
Yeah, I still can't get over that Batman knocked on the door and was asking to come inside. Hey, can I come inside? Can I party with you guys? Can I hit the techno?
And technically, Aquaman's not an origin story either, because he was already Aquaman. He became Aquaman, and more or less,
It's funny because they completely did his whole origin in the movie.
Well, they did his origin, but it was like
they explained his whole origin in Aquaman. Though.
But him as an adult, he had already had a trident. He had already had a costume because he had already fought what's his face? Steppenwolf. Tell me, but here we are. So dang, out of these 6 really good movies, one is so just super good. Actually, 2 of them are like super good. Either way, out of these 6 movies, who had the best one?
That's a good question. Let me start with who is not. It's not the Batman.
Thank God. We're on the same page right there. Woo!
Black Adam is the freshest on my mind. So I'm trying to think of the other ones.
All right. So
I'm going to go with...
a refresh for each movie right quick? Because I know you watch movies. All right, so Man of Steel. Let's start here.
I'll be back in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'll be back in 12 hours. Hold on.
I don't know what you're going to... The Batman is like 3 hours and 40, like what, 2.5 hours? I don't know where you get this math from.
Oh, we're not watching the whole movie. We're just doing a refresher course. What are you talking? Definitely not about watching the Batman over. That thing was slow motion out there.
I hated that pacing of the movie. And I'm not talking about the story of the pace. I'm talking about the way people paced in the movie. Oh my God. All right, so Man of Steel, he fought a big light beam in the sky. Zod came, tried to terraform the earth.
Was it enough action for me?
I mean, I get that up until Zod came. Then it was nothing but action. I mean, you see the fight. Remember the fight in Smallville? Like, he went, attacked my mother, and what's her face? What's her name?
It really showed he didn't know how to fight. That's what it really showed her.
Of course, he wasn't trained.
That was terrible. My God.
Yeah, of course he was not trained. He just had powers.
He needs to seriously take a fighting course, introduction to fighting with Wonder Woman.
Think about this. If you had his level of power, why would you need to learn how to fight? Nobody could harm you.
Because General Zod just showed you that you need to learn how to fight.
Until then, though, what in his life said, man, I need to really learn how to fight?
I mean, you're right.
All right, I don't know why people don't want to use their brains.
But now that you run across somebody like Wonder Woman and dang on Aquaman and somebody who can who can turn your cheek when they punch you, and you might need to learn how to fight. You need to take an introduction course with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman teach him the basics. Somebody drop him off at Themyscira.
Well, but by the time he met Wonder Woman, then he had died. So There's that.
Well, he's alive and well now.
That universe is gone. So.
And he just got introduced to dang on Black Adam. Oh my goodness.
First of all, we don't know if any of that is going to stay. So you gotta let that go. We're just talking about these.
No, you gotta let that go. I know what I saw. I'm not letting anything go.
Brother, we know what we saw when we said, "Damn, they're making a Batgirl movie." And how did that turn out? We'll never see it ever again.
Yeah, well, you got a point because we also thought Deathstroke was supposed to be the next villain and everything. That would have been.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a whole Deathstroke movie, him versus the Batman. The actual Batman movie was supposed to be Deathstroke versus Batman, and we didn't get to see that.
No, I know this is taking up off subject and everything, but I don't know how they've been doing Batman movies for like 20-something years and haven't used Deathstroke yet. Like, this journey is beyond me.
And we seen Deathstroke and fight
They
twice.
keep
We seen him twice on the small screen. Once in the
Yeah.
CW, and then once in Titans. And he's giving them the work both times. I was like, young. And we can't see this guy on the big screen versus Batman.
Like, ain't nobody tired. Like, I don't need to see the Penguin anymore. I don't even want to see a Penguin TV show, even if it's done good. Like,
And they're making it. And they're making it. Hopefully it gets canceled. I want to see all that stuff get canceled. I'm with you now at this point. Cancel it all, restart it, bring back Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck. All right, everybody else. And keep the Shazam family because I still want to see Megan Good. It's just mostly because of Megan Good.
It's been like what? 4 Jokers?
There's been a lot of Jokers.
It's been like 2 Riddlers?
It's been what in movies?
2 Penguins? And we can't get 1 Deathstroke? Oh my God.
It's been what, 3 Catwomen? 2 Catwomen?
More Catwomen than as many Catwomen as Jokers? Oh.
2 Penguins.
And
The Falcone family twice.
I know somebody had to pitch that, yo. I know they pitched it because he was in the end credits. So I know
the person who pitched it is the person who I keep giving credit for. He's like, Zack Snyder. He pitched it. That was supposed to be the movie. It was supposed to be him versus Batman.
You know what? I'm happy they haven't done Deathstroke yet because they wouldn't have done him any justice anyway. They wouldn't have done them fights. I would need a minimum of three separate occasions where Batman fought Deathstroke.
And
3.
you would have probably got that. You only would have got that. There's one thing Zack Snyder can do. He can do some action scenes, and you know this.
I would, yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I say. I need 3. I need 1 in the beginning, then 1 in the middle,
And then the final one at the end. Yeah, I feel you. And he would have gave you all that. But nobody wanted to see it. So out of these 3 movies,
I told you we were going off subject. I did it.
I'm gonna bring it back. So these 3 movies, which one was the best origin story? I'm gonna tell you my pick. You ain't gonna believe it though. Now you gonna believe it.
I'm gonna go with I'm even though it wasn't an origin story, it was still entertaining to me. I gotta go with Aquaman.
You going with Aquaman?
Man of Steel was just too slow until the end and boring to me. And like we all basically know Superman's origin story, so it was like, And then Wonder Woman was, I don't know, Wonder Woman was just okay. I ain't got no.
It was better than okay. I don't think it was better as long as it could.
It was better than okay. Shazam was just forgettable for me. Shazam was forgettable. I don't even know.
What?
No.
So you haven't watched Shazam in a long time, have you?
Exactly.
That's your fault. You need to go rewatch that Shazam movie. You really need to rewatch Shazam. I'm trying to tell you.
No, I couldn't take it serious. He wasn't serious. Look at everybody's poster and look at his poster.
He's a kid. They're adults. I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't take it serious, yo. Oh my God.
They're adults. All right, put it like this. Okay. Man of Steel. Whole world died. Of course, he's not going to be chewing bubble. He's already depressed mode. Wonder Woman. and she had to leave the most beautiful place on earth forever. Batman. We all know it. He's got mental issues. He should be really in therapy. There's no way you can't get over the death of your parents in that long of a time. You need to go find therapy. Be on medication. That's that. 2, Aquaman. His mom, he thought the Atlanteans killed his mother and his father, and he can't do anything about it. He's pissed. Of course he's gonna be at Black Adam. His son died, giving him powers to so he can live. He's gonna be angry. Then he got trapped in the world for like what 10,000 years? I don't know, but a very long time. Shazam, he's a child. He's a kid. All these are grown people who honestly, especially Batman, should be going to get mental help. Be working through their problems. She see a therapist.
Yeah, he should. He definitely should have. But when you're rich, oh man,
When you're rich, there's no excuse.
When
If you're rich, there's no excuse if you're rich.
when you're rich, you got a whole lot of other things to do.
And he did none of that. He left to become Batman. Like you could have left. You could have
Man ran away.
You could have hoarded your way till you felt better.
What's it called? He's self-diagnosed. He said, I got an answer. A man went and got an answer for his problem.
A man says both Shazam and Black Adam will whip Superman's ass, no doubt. We kind of seen it several times. Superman comes out at the end because they always make Superman win. But we've seen it a few times where he got that work. I had a supervisor.
Why didn't they use him? You know what would have been different if they used Shazam instead of Captain Atom in the last
Black Adam movie?
No. What was that movie called? The animated one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Injustice.
Oh. We're not talking about Injustice. We're not talking about Injustice. And going back to our last thing, my man says, I think all 3 Thor movies were the better of the options. I can't give you that one, especially number 2. I like Thor. I like the first Thor. I think it gets unnecessarily disrespected. I think it was pretty good. The second Thor gets properly disrespected. The third Thor, everybody loves that one. Everybody, are you thumbing down the third Thor?
You were going through them so fast. I was still out number Thor 2.
But
what's your pick?
Shazam.
I picked Aquaman as the best origin out of all 6.
I'm picking Shazam. And let me phrase this. I love Man of Steel. I watch it a lot. But Shazam for me, bro, you know the scene that really got me for Shazam? Why is your finger in the camera? What really got me is when he actually found his birth mother. He's like, it took me a while, but I finally made my way home. And she closed the door in his face. You talk about heartbroken? Oh my gosh. Oh my. I went home and hugged my kids. Like, I would never leave you like that. That broke my heart. And then he got a phone call, said his adopted family's in trouble. And he jumped off that roof and said, Shazam! And got the flying in. I was like, yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that movie.
Yeah, I don't know how violence didn't come out when she said that. I don't know how violence didn't come out.
He was heartbroken. Everybody deals with differently. Some people go straight to violence. Some people are just so heartbroken. They was like, I can't. Like, you don't even know how to cope. Because remember, he's only a teenager. He's not like an older teenager. It's like, what, a freshman or sophomore in high school? Like, man, that'll break your heart in ways I can't.
That's what I'm saying. Must be something wrong with me because I would have went straight to violence. I got the power.
Yeah, you would have been Shazam. You would have killed your brother.
Somebody would have been hurt.
You would have came back like.
You would have been. It'd have been one of those situations where I really didn't know my own strength.
Would have killed this guy. But yeah, I picked Shazam.
I can't go bad quick for everybody.
That the villain in Shazam, Mike. I mean, he threw his own father out the window. No, was it father or his brother? He threw one of his brothers out the window. Was it the father?
Threw the father out the window.
Either way, he would have did what you. He did what you would have did.
I don't see the problem.
Like he went hard. And when he finally showed his name, like you're the champion, and he gave him that work. Bang bang, bang bang bang, bang bang. Shazam was funny. It was heartful. It was a good family movie. Everybody loved it. I really think Shazam might have been the best origin. I really do. Now his suit, on the other hand, like he couldn't get big enough to actually fill out the suit, so you could tell that it was like a whole kind of thing because you can see his neck didn't line up with the actual suit. Like the neck part looked like a hoodie like this. But if you just overlook that, because not everybody's gonna be the Rock. Like been taking protein shakes since he was 3.
Yeah.
So everybody's not gonna fill that out. I mean, you see, he was working real hard in the gym, but it just wasn't.
You didn't get the right personal trainer. The results weren't there.
If you go back and look at the post, I mean, he was in the gym. He was cut up, but it just wasn't getting bigger. What I think they should have did, honestly, I think they should have redesigned the suit. So instead of having Shazam like look like the Rock, they should have had him come up like a slender, strong kind of build. I think that would have worked because you got to try it till it gets a little bigger. Because he wasn't real small, but he wasn't. They wanted him to look like the comic book, and I get that. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. Like you've seen Batman look 13 different ways in the comics. He's been a real big muscular guy with muscles all over. He's been a slender, athletic build. In the DC animated, for some reason, everybody had a heavy top, real skinny legs. I mean, you've seen it all. We'll try. It's not like everybody knows who Shazam is anyway. You could have got away with it. People would have been upset for a little while, kept it moving, just like that. That's just me.
Aquaman.
And I can see why you say Aquaman, but I'm going with Shazam. I really like Shazam. It's that moment when he said she just closed the door in this. So I have a friend at work, right, who doesn't who's not like really, he didn't really watch any of the comic book movies, and he's not going to watch the MCU movies. He has too much to catch up on. He's
Never too much to catch up. Look here, if you could binge watch a TV show off of Netflix in a day.
He doesn't binge watch TV shows though. He watches like a little bit at a time. He doesn't binge watch.
Even better, watch one movie a day.
He's not going to do that. I'm telling you, he's not going to do that.
I just thought about that. If you watch one MCU movie a day, that's a month.
He's not going to do that. Just the same way I'm not going to catch up on Star Wars. I understand the people who don't want to watch MCU who's already too far behind, because I'm the same way about Star Wars, and I'm not going to catch up. It is what it is. When people start talking Star Wars, I'll walk away.
There's a month worth of MCU movies. Wow.
And that's before you even get into like the shorts, the TV shows, Netflix shows.
You don't get into the TV shows. We don't do that.
Even what about the Disney Plus shows like Loki?
Then you could binge it. You could binge Loki in a day.
WandaVision.
They're like 6 episodes. You could binge them in a day.
I'm just saying. Once you start down the rabbit hole, like me and Game of Thrones, once you're in the rabbit hole, you're down there.
It'll go fast then we ain't got once. If you can get a person down the rabbit hole, then you don't have to do anything after.
Just like I'm not going to watch Star Wars. I'm not going back to watch all these Star Wars movies.
We don't know that. We don't know
I do know that. I will actively avoid it.
No. If Star Wars comes out with something as good as like a Game of Thrones level type movie where everybody in the world's talking about it, you're like, all right, I gotta watch this, and it's so
they did
good.
With the Mandalorian. Everybody was talking about the Mandalorian. You know what I did? Watch the first season. Said this is cool. Watch 10 minutes of the first episode of the second season. Still haven't finished.
That doesn't count.
Why does that not count?
Mandalorian ain't the save all be all.
I'm just saying.
It's good. It's good. But it ain't the one that makes everybody be like, oh, you have to be a Star Wars fan now. No.
Look, I tried the last 3 Star Wars movies. I went to see all 3 of them. You ain't getting it. It's not working.
And no Star Wars fan would tell you to ever do that.
What's the Star Wars movie to watch me to get me going down the rabbit hole?
There hasn't been one yet.
So there's no reason.
That's why I said when there is one. That's why I said.
How long I
earlier,
gotta wait for this?
you gotta wait. You're not in no rush.
It should be.
You're not in a rush, and they're not in a rush because they already got their fan base.
Yeah, you need to revitalize it. It's people who don't even know what Star Wars is. You need to get them in.
No, you don't.
Because DC's coming, hopefully, maybe.
What? DC ain't coming nowhere. Star Wars ain't worried about no competition.
There you go. Star Wars should always worry about competition. If you're a company that think you don't have to worry about competition, you know who you end up being? Warner Brothers is getting passed around. Business to business. AT&T, Discovery, maybe you're going to NBC next year. You get tossed around.
No, you're getting people to buy you because they know your product is genuine.
And every time you get sold, you get a little less shine on you. Little shine rubs off every time. Like a player in the NBA
Nope.
who always gets traded. You be like, man,
no.
what's wrong? Why does he keep getting traded?
You're wrong. It's like Wonder Woman. The rights to Wonder Woman kept getting passed from person to person, which is why they only had the Wonder Woman TV show from the 70s, and then you saw nothing else for years because everybody know how great Wonder Woman is and the potential it is. So it keeps getting passed on, and people keep buying it and then waiting and holding on to it and can't figure out what they want to develop with Wonder Woman. Do they want to develop a TV show or do they want to develop a movie? They can't figure it out. And they keep using all these other pitches that people come to them. People keep coming to them with pitches.
They're not putting out stuff to make it so you can see. So nobody knows it's getting passed around. Like if it was getting passed around like studio, and every studio try to make a different Wonder Woman movie and it just didn't work out, I'm like, yeah, every time it loses a little shine. It gets a little worse. But since Wonder Woman got passed around, they did nothing with them. Nobody's gonna care. Like, okay, Wonder Woman got sold. Let me know when I can see something on screen. Like if Batman got passed around all the time, and every time you see Batman, they put out a new movie, you be like, oh, matter of fact, you know what it is? Without the passport. Every time I've seen Fantastic Four on screen, it gets a little worse. Even though everybody swears by Fantastic Four, and I'm pretty sure it's good. I know Jonathan Hickman wrote them amazingly. But outside of that, every time I see Fantastic Four, I'm like, yeah, I don't deserve to be on the movie. So again, y'all don't even deserve to be on the small screen. Then they rebooted it again. Like, no. And now the MCU is going to try it, and I'm going to be the first one to say it's probably not going to be that great.
I'm not going to argue that example because that's a solid example, but I will say this. They got the wrong directors. It's going to keep on getting passed around because of the greatness and the potential, like Wonder Woman got.
But Batman got passed around, and even when they're terrible movies, they still did great and sold a lot of toys.
No. See, nobody cares about toys. They want bottom line dollars.
Nobody cares about what?
Nobody cares about the toys anymore.
Toys are the reason why some stuff even gets put on TV, so they can sell toys. What are you talking about?
Batman's movies, though.
The Batman movie, they literally said in the because the dude said in an interview, what's the joke with the Riddler and Poison Ivy and all of them? They said, hey, look, we're here to sell toys. We're making this movie to sell toys. And you know what it did? Made a bunch of money and sold toys. It was worth it. What are you talking about? People don't care about toys. You're tripping. Bojangleness. Lies. People love about toys.
Yeah, they want the bottom line. They want the bottom dollar. They want that adult money and everything, not the play money and the kids' money and
the Batman sells toys. I know because my son has one. I play with it because it makes sounds and everything. It's a car. Well, where's that toy at? I will find that thing real quick. I swear to God, she cleaned up his toys the one time. The one time he cleans his toys up. All right.
Yeah, no.
Hold on, give me a second. I know I got it.
The Batman wasn't it, people. Let me tell you guys this. The best origin out of all of those is definitely Aquaman. And if it comes down to it and everything, to rank them and everything, I do a terrible job of it. Because I can't tell you.
He put stickers on it for some
Wonder Woman would probably be second. And then
look at this. Hold on. It's Batman. The Batman sells toys. What are you talking about? I know it does.
No. Let's get one thing straight.
Look at that. Oh my
They
God.
all probably it's Batman, so Batman has to sell toys. It's
And
like,
all of, brother, I've seen because I had to take my. So now it's making too much noise. All right, now I gotta wait for it to stop.
it's Batman, yo. He's driving, yo. That Batmobile was so damn loud. That thing was roaring at people.
But look, because when I take my son like Target and stuff like that, we walk through the toys aisle just so I can try to wear them out a little bit. I've seen toys for every one of these movies. They sell toys.
Yeah, but they don't specifically make these movies anymore to sell toys. Like they make these movies for the fan base. They know that if we make a good comic book movie, that was the problem. The problem back in the day was they had to find other sources and other means to make money off of the movie in between the time that the video came out a year later, which is what it was, though, a year later before the thing actually came on video and stuff. And they weren't making the kind of money they make now in theaters. Now, these fools are making billions of dollars.
But it's not just
Them
toys.
Batman movies back in the day were barely scraping in 100 million and stuff. They weren't doing nothing.
What? You know
They
that's
weren't killing the box
information.
office like they kill the box office now.
One,
They didn't have the strong fan base like the fan base is now. The fans they have now is in the millions compared to what they had back in the day.
that information is wrong. It made way more than a couple million dollars. That information is completely wrong. Because one, you didn't have as much stuff to watch on TV, and you didn't have as many movies, different movies coming out. So they were in theaters longer. That's number one. Number two, inflation by that time. The same dollar is not worth the dollar was 20, 30, 40 years ago. So that's number two. And 1990 was 30 years ago. Just to give you information. When the Batman movies were really taking off. So it's not the same kind of thing. So $100 million then is like $500 million right now. Okay, so that's number two. Number three, merchandise. The reason why George Lucas is still rolling money like toilet paper because he's still getting merchandise from Star Wars. You think people are not buying Star Wars toys, lightsabers, and all that stuff? And he is rolling money like toilet paper. So when they make stuff, they were like, look, we got to make stuff so people. The reason that MCU does so well is not just because of their movies, because we all know their movies do well. But every time a movie comes out, guess what gets sold? Toys and merchandise. They even have toys for the Loki show. I've seen the what's his name? I'm like, damn, he got a toy?
He got a single toy.
No, he has a single toy. That's a toy, that's him. But they have different units, and they had different. They had a Sif one. They had a Loki one. They had a Loki. They had a different Loki from when that episode when they had all of he was caught in the end of time void thing or whatever. They had different Lokis. They sold toys. Make no mistake about it. Toys are a big part of that. They were like, all right, how can we? That's why I believe the best way for the DC studios, what it's called now, to do really well is to make movies like Aquaman and Shazam, because then you'll have more kids be able to see them and more kids will go buy those toys, which makes your product even more profitable. If you had a Batman movie that was closer in the light of Aquaman and Shazam, you know how many more kids can go see that movie than fall in love with Batman and then go play with Batman toys?
None.
You're a lie, and you're a goddamn lie. And you know that. Now you're just lying just so you can be right.
None.
Listen, I can tell you don't play with a lot of kids. I do. I have to. I'm Monster Jam and running around, Hot Wheels cars. I'm telling you, it's work. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Got me all emotional.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it, mister.
God.
But they didn't make no money back in the day. I don't care what you say. Screw inflation and all the rest of that crap, yo. They didn't make the kind of money they did. They had to sell toys. They had to make money in every way possible and everything. Ain't nobody. The profit, a piece of the profit always came from the DVD, not even DVD. When it comes to Batman, VHS sales.
You want to Google it? We can Google it.
I don't need to Google crap.
I'll Google it. You want to wait for the results?
No, we don't need to wait for nothing. I don't need no results. They need money. They needed those toy sales. They needed that.
You're trying real hard with the lie. It's over though. You lost. Look, We've been here doing what? Hour 19? Oh, we've been here hour 20 minutes, Dan.
It's time to go.
I think it's time to go. I want to thank everybody who came on through. Was it It's Me the Truth, Barbarian Kung Fu. I want to thank everybody for showing up. We're gonna try to do this again at some point in time.
Shit. Greatest comic book movie of all time will be coming out very soon.
It's already came out. It's been out for several years.
I'm gonna need you to definitely need everybody to go support and go see Black Panther 2 the first week.
Seen it Thursday night.
The first week.
3 p.m. Here's
The
what we're gonna do,
second week.
everybody. The movie's 2
Third
hours
week.
and 41 minutes.
The fourth week and the fifth week.
The movie's 2 hours and 41 minutes. What I'm gonna do behind Daniel's back is after we go see the movie, we're gonna be on Instagram Live, and I'm gonna get his full reaction. First thought. I did the same thing one time.
You want? Oh, here it is. Greatest movie of all time.
You just gonna give it that title without seeing it?
Great. Shut up. Greatest movie of all time.
You just can't just give it the title without seeing the movie, man.
Why not? People do it all the time.
Who?
People do stuff like that all the time.
Name 5 people.
Say people do that stuff all the time.
Name 5 people.
Kanye.
We don't bring him up.
We both know he'd do something like that anytime, every time.
We don't bring him up. Only time I bring him up is when I'm in like an election line and I want to piss people off, so I tell them I'm voting for Kanye West.
You might get shot this time, boy. Don't ever mention him again.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna do it every time.
Y'all
Hey,
make
we
sure
both-
y'all support the comic book industry. Go to your local comic book store, buy comic books. Support the comic book industry by also going and watching the movies and everything. And if you don't feel like going to movies, by all means, stream, people. Stream. We're trying to keep the comic book world going and the comic book movies made. Let's go.
Well, go to your comic book store and buy some comics.
Definitely.
It don't have to be DC and Marvel because
there's some great independent comics.
Yeah, some great Hey, everybody, Yoki Studio,
Image Comics.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about Image.
Boom Studios.
I'm not say it again one more time for him, Dad.
Boom Studios.
Boom Studios. Yeah, go to a comic book convention. Go to Artist Alley and go get you some books. Hey Dan, you know what I do when I'm there.
Dark Horse Comics.
You know how I'm telling you, independent people who's putting their own money in making their books, go get them. That's still because they're not bogged down by anything.
There are plenty of other comic book companies other than Marvel and DC. Trust me, you don't have to only read Marvel and DC.
At all.
There's lots of. Matter of fact, Amazon with Comixology and everything, they got a nice little library.
Have them come to your house, deliver them right to your house. Mailman drop it off. Post office, you do a great job.
Mailman do it all the time. USPS people. USPS.
All right, look, everybody. That's all our time. The next time, make sure y'all check us out every time we go live. If you haven't subscribed, if you're seeing this late, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so y'all be notified every time we go live. It's a little sporadic, but goddamn it, when we on, it's fire. Until next time, we out. Deuces every time.